So, yeah, talking about international stuff, COVID-19,
Oh
40
yes,
million cases in the world. The US officially close to 3 million active cases,
but we
not
are not
asymptomatic.
leading the world anymore, Paco, in positive
We
cases.
per day, right? Because India has, I think, double the cases that we have per day. Yeah, India, 54,000. And the US had 32,000. Yesterday we had 69,000. But slowly, other countries are catching up. We're not going to get any better.
This is just data just pulled from Google's main page. Worldwide, and again, this is confirmed, by the way. We have no idea the
No
unconfirmed people who have
asymptomatic and
tested.
unconfirmed. Yeah.
39.8 million people worldwide who tested positive for COVID. 27.4 million people have recovered. Now, it sounds like a pretty decent percentage, but that means that we have about 12 million people who either have not recovered yet. And deaths reported, by the way, worldwide is 1.11 million. So that's reported, by the way. That's reported. We have no idea the actual number of deaths that are actually or people who have actually died, because we know countries like China is not going to give us an accurate number. We're not going to get an accurate number from North Korea. We're not going to get an accurate number from those countries. United States 8.14 million, 219,000 deaths. India, you're right, second place 7.49. Brazil 5.22. Russia 1.4 million. So yeah, it's not getting any better, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better any soon. And the European Union cases have skyrocketed because they have pretty much rolled back any COVID related protection plans, even including wearing masks in public. They're not requiring it anymore. And they pretty much opened back up, and it has just skyrocketed across the EU since they've rolled back that property. And I know we talked about this before, but specifically the Netherlands was kind of focused on a herd immunity type tactic where we're not gonna we're not gonna call, we're just gonna leave it wide open, allow people to get sick, allow people to build up the antibodies, and then hope that it goes away. But unfortunately, this virus has mutated, and people who have gotten it again, and it's been worse the second time because their immune system is already weakened by the first time that they've gotten sick. So I'm not trying to be a doomsday podcast or anything, but this comes as a warning that we're still not ready. It's still not a time to open back up. It's still not a time to go crazy. It's still not a time to continue to live our lives like this virus is over, because it is really, 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 really hurting the EU right now, and it's due to the fact that they've just opened right back up. They just said, we're done. We're not
Yeah.
going to take the impact of this economy anymore,
I'm
and we're
never
just going to
gonna
open it back up.
I'm never gonna use the phrase avoid it like the plague because nobody does. Nobody avoids it. People are going out living their lives normal. I get it from some sense because governments have failed. At the beginning in Europe and many other countries, they were doing stimulus directly to people. They realized the impact that's having on GDP. The US said, screw it, we're not going to help you, but we're going to give trillions of dollars to corporations. And they're getting super, super stupidly rich over the last 8 months. But all that money printing is inflating the stock market, it's inflating the housing market, it's inflating so many things. People are going to suffer bad, 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 bad. And we're going to start to see that January, February. I mean, it's already bad. The food lines all over the country are huge. And some evictions in some states that haven't been stopped, or utility shut-offs that are going on in blue states. For example, I know Illinois, the governor has not taking any action because he's very close to the utility companies there, and they're shutting people's power off, even though the CDC and other places have said you should not be cutting people's utilities because it's necessary to fight COVID. But the governor does not care, and it's going to be extremely, extremely ugly from a financial perspective and how people are going to suffer. If you can and you have a job right now, cut spending, pay off your debt, and save as much as you can, because next year it's going to be very ugly. I hope I'm wrong about this. Nothing tells me that things are going to be good, just because of how desperately people are trying to live their lives normally, but used to have small, medium businesses going bankrupt, restaurants, unemployed chefs, unemployed servers, movie theaters going bankrupt.
Oh yeah,
You can rent AMC for $99 now.
the whole theater.
Yeah, 20 people, $99. Not the whole theater, but an auditorium, $99.
I want to touch base real
Depending
quick.
on the movie.
Back on the European Union thing.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple countries that are making some interesting moves. France is enforcing a strict 9 p.m. curfew. I don't know how that helps.
The virus goes to sleep, man.
Yeah, the virus. Yeah, the virus only comes out after 9 p.m.
After 9 p.m., he's out.
Yeah, which makes no effing sense at all. Why a curfew would do that? Curfew for bars and restaurants from 11 p.m. People are still able to go up until 11 p.m. It's so weird to me that it's impractical. It doesn't stop anything. Either do something 100% or don't do it at all. Putting a random time frame in place makes people think, oh, our government's taking action. If you go out before 11 p.m. or 9 p.m., you're still at risk.
That's what doesn't make sense, and that's why we are where we are. Like here, where in Texas, they said, oh, we're going to ban bars and nightclubs unless you serve food, because if you serve food, then you can stay open and as normal. Do you not get the virus if you're serving food? You're immune to it?
You're probably at a higher risk because somebody in the kitchen is touching your food.
Exactly.
It makes zero sense what's in place and what's not in place. There is one France. No, I apologize. I misspoke. Italian officials are thinking about going back to a complete shutdown, with non-essential businesses being shut down and basically going back to like day one type response at this point, because it's gotten so bad there. Spain authorities are enforcing a 2-week suspension on service in bars and restaurants, and they've realized that opening back up has immediately caused a huge problem and immediately caused, a huge pressure on their already depleted medical system. Hospitals are filling up quickly, and it doesn't help when your doctors and nurses are becoming sick too because of that process. Then they can't work. They have to go into quarantine. So then you also have a limited staff at the hospital to take care of the body. In Britain, there's a 3-tier regional approach to battle the pandemic. Cities like London and New York are subject to a ban on socializing with people from other households indoors. How the hell are you going to enforce that? The county of Lancashire joined Liverpool in Tier 3 with the tightest restrictions, so they're saying you can't even go to somebody else's house. I don't know how you're going to enforce that. It's just bad. It's bad. It's bad across Europe right now. And it would really be nice if everybody took a look and said, okay, this is bad. This is what's happening in Europe. Let's take a step back here in the United States before it gets equally as bad as it is in Europe.
Yeah, because theirs is truly a second wave.
Absolutely. If you notice, it started in Europe and then it came here. If it's a second wave in Europe, it's going to come here. It's only a matter of time.
We didn't get out of the first one. So November and December are going to be very, very dangerous.
But a lot of Trump supporters are the reopen the economy supporters.
Yeah.
They're the don't tread on me supporters. The I have a right to go out and do what I want, not wear a mask.
We're smart enough to decide.
Goodness
Please
gracious!
don't.
My God! It's not about smart. It's not about smart. It's about risk. It's about whatever.
The virus doesn't care if you believe in wearing masks or not. The only country that did besides the smaller countries and the islands who they have really low cases of, it's easy if you're in an island, just ban everybody from coming in and live off the land. Beautiful. But the biggest country that has done a good job at maintaining and sustaining, New Zealand. Great job. They're under 2,000 cases. They have about 7-8 million people.
Australia too.
Australia has done an okay job there.
Decent job.
And it was that's one of the countries that first thing, as soon as the virus hit, they said, we're going to cover for your paychecks. Everybody already has universal health care there, so they don't have to worry about that. and they focus on taking care of the people, not the corporations like in the US.